Yo, what's up guys, I'm back on a review. For this time we have this Landon Donovan upgraded hero. Now this card I actually wanted to use for a long time. I saw his stats and he looks very good, to be fair, especially for a striker. So we'll go through it then. So he's 5'8", got the medium work rate. He's right footed with the 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Now in the 8 matches played with him, I actually got a very nice return on him. I got 14 goals and 1 assist. Now this is because I actually used him as a main striker. I didn't have anyone to bounce between because I normally review 2 people at once, but I only had him on this one. So on preferred positions, you can play striker, right mid, cam, and also centre forward. So he's got a quite nice variety, to be fair. So that's a very nice attribute about this card. So on stats then score, he's got the 92 pace, the 90 shooting, the 83 passing, 87 dribbling, and the 73 physical. So on paper, is a very nice, well-rounded card. I decided to go the engine chem style on him just to boost his passing, dribbling, and also pace up a little bit more. We'll see more of that after on the positive and negative side of things. If you do enjoy the clips or want to see more, please do subscribe. It genuinely does help the channel out a lot. And I'll see you after. Peace.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take. Look behind your back. Chase a light when the world is getting darker. I have a dream where love's the only side. So take my hand, join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers. Standing in the shade, going louder. We are all one color, standing in the way. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadow. Join the army of the shadows. Shadows, shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder. We are more than numbers. Standing in their shade. Going louder. We are all one color. Standing in their way.
So what's my overall thoughts about this card then? Now first for me is the 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Now the 4-star, as I always talk about, is a minimum necessity on a card. But with that being said, he has got the outside unfortunate traits, so the 4-star weak foot kind of gets eliminated by that, because obviously you hit the Travellas a lot of the time. But it is also a nice attribute to have, and especially since he's got the 4-star skills as well to go with it, is also a nice attribute. Now the pace for me really good, especially with the engine chem style. It gets boosted very nicely, and he'll be able to run for a goal with that attack position very nicely, and he was always in the right position at the right time in my opinion. Now the finishing can be very nice, as well as the shot power. Generally his shots would be really nice, very accurate, as well as the long shots as well. Generally speaking, his shooting wasn't an issue at all in my opinion. Even on the weak foot, very consistent. But There was a few things that he would miss, and he would be a very bit of a post merchant. Now we'll talk about that in a minute, and I'll explain why that is. Now the passing for me, generally speaking, the ones that matter, he's got in abundance. He's got the vision, he's got the short pass. That's the ones you really need for a striker, but he hasn't really got the long pass or anything like that, the curve. But with the engine chem start boosted up quite nicely. Now the dribbling for me, this is where I don't really like the card in my opinion. I think he's a decent card overall, but I just feel like this dribbling stats could be a little bit higher, and it reminds me a little bit of a Gavoo kind of aspect, because they're both short cards, don't get me wrong, but they're not the most agile cards, and it does frustrate me because I want the smaller cards to be more agile, because obviously they're not really like going to be strong or anything like that. As you can see, 67 strength. So as I said, the agility does need to be boosted as well as the actual dribbling stat, just to make him a little bit more smooth on the ball with the 4-star skills, but it is a little bit frustrating at times. Now ball control for me, generally speaking, didn't have any issues with at all. The reactions, again, no issues. Now the composure, this is what I'm talking about with the post hits. The composure will be a little bit inconsistent at times, and you do need to be careful of that. But generally speaking, I didn't have too many issues with the shooting. Now the physicals for me. So the head and axe jumping, very, very useless. Considering he's below 6 foot tall and he's got these head and axe and jumping stats, he's not going to be an aerial threat at all. But with that being said, he has actually got very nice stamina, and this is like a hallelujah for me, because generally a lot of the cards I review seem to not have good stamina. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because it's early in the game and they don't have like too high stamina on the cards, so they just leave them quite low. But 89 is perfectly enough. He'll last you 120 minutes, even with the wrong instructions. And that sounds weird to say, but even with like bad instructions, he'll still last you all game, which is very, very nice. Now the strength and aggression are quite low on this card. He will get pushed off quite easily, and since he's not those agile cards, it's a little bit of a frustrating combo in my opinion, and this is why I feel like it's not going to be one of those cards that are really desirable for the meta users, to be honest. So on to my overall scores about the card then. Now first for me is the pace. Now overall for the pace, I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10. I feel like Moise Keane was faster than him. I know they've got very similar pace, but I don't know, I just felt this card wasn't as fast as him. But don't get me wrong, this card is still very nice for pace. Now the shooting for me, overall I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10 as well. Not many attributes that I can really fault about this. Maybe I'd want a 5-star weaver and a little bit more composure to go with it. But that being said, the shooting is probably one of his better attributes. Now the passing for me overall, as a striker, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. The attributes that matter is a short pass and the vision, and he has got that quite nice to be fair. But you do kind of want a little bit more long passing curve just in case. Now the drilling for me, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. It's not too bad, but it is a little bit inconsistent. You do kind of want a higher composure, higher dribbling stat, higher agility, higher balance. It's just a little bit of a frustrating stat overall in my opinion. Now the physicals for me, so the one that matters is his stamina, and this is why I prioritise on the physicals. But with that being said, the rest of the attributes are very, very low. So overall for this, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. I can't give any higher because the stamina is the only one that's a redeeming factor. But just be careful of the strength and stuff like that, because he's very, very weak on it. So an overall score from then, I'm going with 8.3 out of 10. I feel like I enjoyed Crouch and Okocha a little bit more on this card. But with that being said, he still has got the nice finishing, he's still got the nice pace. So if you do want to use an MLS All-Star and stuff like that, he is actually very nice for it. So on value for coins then, so I think he's coming in around about 100, 150k. It's actually a very nice car for the price. So do I think it was worth it? I'm actually going to say yes. He's very decent for the price. You do need to be careful of it at times though, because of the agility as I've just talked about. So overall for this, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. I feel like there is better cards of value, but as I've just talked about, if you need like an M&S link to Insigne or something like that, he is probably the best one you could get. But that's all from my viewers. Always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. As I said at the start, it really does help the channel out a lot. But I've got nothing more, so I'll see you next one, and peace out.